when I left the University of Illinois, I lost my student deferment. Now, there is, Chicago is still one of the most, if not the most segregated large city in America. And once you go into your neighborhood, it's like, going to another country. And so, I mean, people, I didn't even open my mail, much less pay much attention to it when I did open it. And one of them was a draft notice, and I just chucked it with all the other stuff so I didn't pay much attention. And so that went on for well over a year of getting draft notices, etc. And there are subtle cues that let you know that something is really important. And the subtle cue was that I was at my home in Chicago, my mother's home that I was living in, there was a knock on the door in the evening, because I went into the military in December, and so the days are short in terms of light, and there were two white men in my neighborhood at night, and it's just not something you see. And they said, we're looking for Lyle Rogers. And I said, well, when I see him, I'll tell him you were looking for him. Is there something you would like me to tell him? He said, well, we're from the Selective Service Board. Now, I have talked to people about this, and most people don't cop to this, but as my solemn oath, one of the things that this guy did was to show me that he had a sidearm, and you just kind of pull your coat back and let know I'm here in the neighborhood, but I'm not here alone. And they said, well, we want to see him with select. So, having piqued my curiosity, I went down to the draft board and they had a list of all the people who were able. And my name was, like of 200 or 300 people on the list, my name was like in the top 10 or 12. And it was a season list. The older, the more long you're AWOL, the higher you go up on the. And it was about the same time that Muhammad Ali had tried to get out of going to the military based on his religious consciousness. And I said, well, Muhammad Ali didn't make it. And I said, well, how do we work this? And I guess the Air Force recruiter was having difficulty making the numbers, and he said, well, you have to go take a test. And you go take this test at this location. Within 6 days, I was in San Antonio, Texas. I had no idea, I wasn't thinking about the military, I had no, 6 days later, I am in San Antonio, Texas with some young white kid from Podunk, Utah,